My name's Scotty. I'm a lease hand here on Rig 9, and I'm going to talk you guys through the whole process of what it's like to work out on the drill rigs. On your first hitch, you'll go to stores, you'll get given your set of overalls, your boots and hard hat and appropriate equipment that you need for out on the rig. So the way it works is you drive on out to Chinchilla, you meet up there with the rest of your crew, and you jump in 4-wheel drives and head from Chinchilla, and we'll drive from there out to the camp. We get in the camp, check in, sign in, drop off all our gear, get changed and go straight up to the rig and start your shift. You need to make sure that you're fit and healthy, ready for work when you're sharp, because you're going to get straight into it, and it is quite a labour intensive job. So at any one time there's 2 crews running on the rig doing 12 hours at a time, so the rig actually is operating 24 hours a day. So one crew will do 12 to 12, so we start at midday, knock off at midnight. The other crew is ready to take off at midnight and work until the next day, midday. When you start off, or your entry level position into the drilling game is called a lease hand or a roughneck. That's what I am, and they're pretty much the bottom of the ladder.
Basic jobs for a lease hand are making sure the lease is tidy, making sure all the water's up on the rig floor for the boys, assisting the floorman, basically a roustabout, doing everything. Yeah, I'm the go-to man. If someone needs something done, I do it. So it doesn't relieve anyone off the floor. Everyone can keep drilling steadily and 24 hours a day.
From a roughneck or a lease hand, you move your way up. The next position is a floorman.
His main sort of duties are running the floor. So you got to make sure everything's all prepared. Make sure your tongs, slips, and everything are all ready. When it comes to drilling, tripping and everything like that, I obviously work the tongs in correspondence with the driller, throw slips, and then just make sure everything's all prepared and everything is going well up on the floor.
After a floorman, you want to become a motorman.
My job entails looking after all the mechanical works, hydraulics, day-to-day running of the rigs, refueling, checking oil levels, vehicles inspections, things like that.
Motorman becomes an assistant driller.
My job's to supervise the crews and make sure everything's run properly and keep an eye on the tanks.
And once you've been an AD for a while, you work your way up to become a driller.
My job is to ensure that I drill the hole to specifications from the company man and our rig manager.
That's the crew that's out on the floor. Those 5 guys are operating the drilling process and actually drilling the hole. Above the driller is what's called tool pusher. He lives on the site. He manages both crews.
I'm responsible for both crews. I'm the site safety manager. I live on the rig 24/7, so I'm here for myself for 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. On call 24 hours a day as well. If we have a problem on the rig, I'm here to sort it out and get it fixed. Any kind of issues as well to look after crew. So mainly just here for you guys.
So it took me a while to really understand exactly what we're doing out here, and knew it was called drilling, but it's not your cordless drilling a hole. This is a pretty big operation.
As you can hear, it's a very noisy environment. What you can hear behind us is a drill rig. Weatherford is a service company, so we are hired and contracted by an operator. We are contracted to drill the hole.
We're drilling for gas that's coming out of coal seams. So if we drill through these coal seams and then we can draw the gas out of them.
We're told where to go, where to drill. We get in position, rig up, drill the hole, pull out, case it.
They make sure the gas is there, and then we'll come in and then drill to whatever depth they need us to, log it, and then we'll run casing so it's an actual well, and that well can produce for quite a long time.
Oh, in a perfect world, it would be about 3 to 4 days to drill one hole and move on to the next.
Companies will come in after us and carry out workover and extract the gas. They will then use that gas, send it to a compressor station, pipe it off to Gladstone, and then to various other ports around the world.
So if you've come from a traditional 9-to-5 job, you'll find this a bit different. Obviously you work 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. We still do a lot of hours. A lot of people say, oh, you only work 6 months a year. Sure, that may be true, but we probably do more hours than someone who works a 9-to-5. We do 12 hours a day, 14 days straight.
The lifestyle on the rig is pretty good. It takes a little while to get used to.
It does take a while to get used to, but once you get used to it, you don't want to go back.
Oh, it's a lot better than 5 weeks on, 1 week off.
So we get all our work done in one big bang. Then we get to jump in our cars, head back home to our families and relax for a solid 2 weeks, which is quite unusual to have a 2-week holiday every month. There's not many entry positions you can go into without some sort of qualifications, and coming in as a lease hand, the only real requirements is that you're prepared to work hard and you can work outside in the environments.
It's what you'd expect. It's all trees and dirt roads and kangaroos and cows.
As you'll probably tell if you're going to be working with Weatherford in your induction process, safety is probably the most important thing out here, and these guys take it very seriously. So we all look out for each other. It's quite a dangerous environment. It's not like working on a construction site when there's hammers and nails and stuff. Everything out here is really big. All the tools are huge, all the machinery is big. Everything is very dangerous, so you do need to take a lot of caution.
When you arrive at a drilling rig, it's a bit different than most other industries. There's a lot of high pressure all around the rig with hydraulics and mud pumps. Also, everything weighs a lot of heavy lifting.
Safety is a definite priority on the rig. You have to work safe, you have to work sensible. There's obviously a lot of heavy, dangerous machinery that can hurt you or even cause death.
Safety's the main thing to keep in mind out here. You always got to be on your toes, always looking at situations, making sure what you're doing is safe. And yeah, before you do anything, assess the situation and make sure that the procedures that you're doing are correct to SOPs and TRAs. That's what they're there for.
The safety culture at Weatherford is excellent. We're repeatedly told that everyone's got the right to stop the job at any time. So whether you've been here for 5 years or been here for 2 days, you can put your hand up and say, hey, I don't feel safe, stop the job. And you won't get yelled at. Myself or any of the crew will come and sit down with you and say, hey, this is what's going on. If you're not sure, come stand next to me. We'll run you through it as many times as you like. Everyone's got your back. It's safety's number one, because we all want to go home at the end of the day.
Have a chat with the older blokes and they'll tell you how important it is to be safe and follow all your regulations.
We understand these risks and we all look after each other, and through good teamwork and working together we minimise that risk and everyone goes home safe.
It's all about looking after yourself and looking after the guy next to you, and that's where that second family, so to speak, when you're out here, that's where you have that trust with that family that you work with out here, because you've got to trust the guy that's with you, the guy that's next to you, the guy that you're spending 12 hours a day with.
Yeah, you're working with these people for 2 weeks straight. Like they become family. You become closer to each other. You get to know what they're like, what bugs them, what they enjoy.
It's just like a team. It's just like a soccer team or anything like that. You get pretty close to them, and yeah, the better you work with them, obviously, the more smooth things run.
Everyone's got each other's back. We work as teams out here and get along very well.
Don't be afraid to come out here. I was a bit hesitant at first. You hear the stories of everyone's big, wide-shouldered and everything like that, but that's not like that anymore here. Times have changed. Everyone's got each other's backs, and before you know it, you become great mates with everyone. You hook up after you leave here, go and have a drink and dinner. It's like another family, to be honest.
You're mainly working with 4 guys at a time, or 4 to 5 guys at a time. So it is like a small basketball team or a football team or something like that. So that's where you're going to have mates for life. You go through blood, sweat and tears with them.
This is the camp behind me. This is where you live in when you're out here working on the rig. To be honest, camp is really just a place to eat and sleep, but they do make it as comfortable as possible.
Yeah, you get well looked after. They do all the washing for you, make your beds, clean your floors, wash your undies. It's all good.
Camp life's good. I mean, we got TVs in our rooms.
The facilities are great. Your own room and your ensuite right next to your door.
I don't think anyone expects the camp life to be as nice as what it is. Some people refer to our camp as the Hilton.
When you come out to camp, you really don't need to bring anything with you except your toothbrush and toothpaste and a change of clothes. Everything's provided for you. Your washing's done, your beds are made. So it's a cruisy lifestyle with no needs, and there's nowhere to spend your money, so you save a lot of it.
It's a dry camp out here, which means no alcohol, and they do this for a reason. Basically look after the employees that are here and look after your best interests. If you're a smoker, there's designated smoking areas, both here at camp and up on the rig. There's also a gym.
The food is just awesome. You put on a bit of weight, which you try and burn off during the day, but they keep feeding you every 3 hours.
They bring you food every 3 hours here, so there's an abundance of food.
So I get up at 5, I get a cooked breakfast in the morning. I have smoko at 9, I have lunch at 12, then I have smoko again at 3 in the afternoon, and then a decent cooked meal in the evening, which can range from fish of the day all the way through to a T-bone steak.
There's coffee, biscuits, soft drinks, cookies. There's a whole fridge full of desserts. It really is a bit over the top.
For a daily menu, we would have a breakfast of bacon and eggs, omelettes, toasted sandwiches, and then you can go into lunch or morning tea as a choice of snack foods. We call them smokos. And then lunch, we have a choice. Today, for instance, is a chicken and prawn salad or barbecue spare ribs. And tonight we have Thai fish and udon noodles, which nobody ordered, and T-bone.
So you've got a menu with 2 options. Today I think there was a T-bone steak or a fish curry. I went with the T-bone. I mean, how often do you get to eat a T-bone at work?
The advice I'd give to someone who's a greenie coming on is put your head down and bum up. Ask questions, never be afraid to ask, and just work. There's a fella here that's not long started and he's jumped up the ranks extremely fast because he's put out. He's a fast learner and doesn't mind getting down and dirty. So my advice is just go hard.
This job isn't for everybody. It takes a certain type of person to work out here. It's pretty hard work. You've got to have a right work ethic. 12 hours, long hours.
And there's plenty of work out here, so it's a good opportunity for some young guys to come out and get a great future. I'm probably one of the oldest guys out here, which is good. So all the young guys keep me keen. You basically work hard, be safe all day.
The advice I could give you is keep your chin up. And obviously there's a bit of a hierarchy, as I've explained, so just be prepared to take orders and work hard, don't be a slacker, and if you put the hard yards in, you'll earn the respect from the rest of the crew and you'll work your way up and enjoy your time out here.
I think it's an exciting time to get into the Australian oil and gas industry. It's diverse. You need to be diverse yourself in your roles and have a wide range of experiences in order to tackle the problems that you get day to day on the rig. It's challenging, and don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Get in there and you'll get rewarded.